This is TWiT.
Saturday, 8 a.m. in Hawaii time, every phone on the island lit up. I think more than 1 million phones.
Colleen Henry was in Hawaii, and she put it on Facebook. She was like, "Well, this is relaxing." You know, like she was there for vacation.
Incoming ballistic missile. This is not a test. Take cover. And then for 38 minutes, nobody knew any better, except I guess within 20 minutes, one of the Hawaiian members of the Hawaiian Assembly tweeted at Tulsi somebody, but still, I mean, it's like
it was on TVs too, right? It was in a slow.
It was on TVs. I saw it on TVs.
So there was an article that said that what happens is that when they do shift changes, every time they do the shift change, there's two buttons. One is the real one. One is the demo.
So stupid.
And what it does is it sends it out to a certain number of people so that they know it's working. So it's like every shift change they check it, and they hit this button, and they've been doing this evidently for a very long time. And so it just happened to be out of 1,000 times someone wasn't paying. Like maybe it was his first day on the job or something like that. He's now going to be working in Alaska. You know, like Hawaii was great, but get used to Alaska.
Yeah.
You know, and so it just, but the two buttons are right next to each other, and he just. But they're still like when you hit it says, "Are you sure?" But the other one says the same thing.
That's really bad UI design.
So they said it was bad UI design.
It's worse than that.
The goal is that they want the system to run so close to being parallel, so that if something's not working, they actually know. Because obviously their bigger concern is not sending it out when it is actually happening. You know, and so
I think the bigger concern is sending it out when it's not happening.
I think that.
If it's happening, you're out of luck.
I think a lot of people's lives have been changed. That's all I can say. They got 38 minutes to think about their mortality.
No, there's whatever office in Hawaii is responsible for that actually released a screenshot of what the interface is.
Oh, really?
And it looks like an HTML 1.2. It's just a list of underscored links, and there's one message. There's BMD false alarm, Amber Alert, Kauai County Amber Alert statewide, and then there's test message, and then there's PACOM state only, tsunami warning state only. All these are just like individual links that if you just click the wrong
instead
one.
of clicking one test message, the operator clicked one down. And by the way, here's what it says: PACOM CDW state only. That's the one. That's the one you don't want to click. Good Lord, I can't believe this hasn't happened sooner.
This is all the result of having like an old style mouse, and there's a little bit of grit in the ball, and so it just skipped down one. That's all. Archie, but isn't it? But isn't I'll say this in almost complete seriousness. Isn't it a relief to know this is just absolutely the result of human stupidity and not some sort of larger operation to make us not trust our?
This is why it's terrifying.
They have us believe.
This is
we don't. I mean, we still shouldn't trust these systems because they're stupidly put together. But at least it's not anything more malicious than the thing that was hardwired into our brains at birth.
I love this. New York Magazine says, "Note: you are not looking at at Craigslist in this photo. This is the actual interface that the real government uses to alert its citizens of likely nuclear catastrophe."
Yep.
Oh, I see that. No. So not test message. So there's one that says drill PACOM CDW state only, and one that doesn't have the word drill, and that's the difference. They should have clicked the one that says drill, not the one that doesn't say drill.
And somewhere else it said that they literally click the drill one at every shift change.
Yeah. So it's amazing this hasn't happened before.
Right.
Like every day.
I just don't you remember when when the browsers first got like JavaScript and tables, and now like, oh wow, we can actually, instead of having everything being underscored links, I can make something that highlights like a button when you go over it. And then I remember how excited I was to change my website. I'm just not sure what the contractor who built
mouse
this
over say,
system.
are you really sure?
Yeah, exactly. That probably that little list that you saw there, probably went through like 4 or 5 rounds of revision and cost $1 million to have that little.
Yeah, it's amazing there wasn't panic. It just shows you that the people in Hawaii are chill. Because had that happened in New York City, imagine.
Yeah.
Imagine the riots in the streets.
They had interviews. Almost every person they interviewed said, there was like 90% of me that just said this is not actually happening, and 10% of me that was like, well, and then there was a handful of people that were like calling their family.
You have kids. Your kids are sleeping in the other room. You get this. What do you do?
But weren't they putting their kids in storm drains just to protect them?
Yeah, but that's not, I mean, honestly.
I think it would depend on where I was.
I don't think it's going to. If you're in Honolulu, You might as well have a nice breakfast.
I know. If I was in Honolulu, I wouldn't think about it much. I would just go, well, maybe we can get to the top of the roof and watch it.
And
you won't
watch it for very long.
No, but I mean, you might as well like because you're not going to survive.
I'd rather be on the top of the
I'd rather
roof
just
be only slightly
exactly
injured and die 3
But if I was
days later.
further out, I'd probably try to find some.
It's how the Martians start the invasion.
There's new math involved in this equation. It's like you definitely would go to the top of the roof because either I'm going to die or I'm going to have footage that I can sell on eBay on YouTube for a hell of a lot of money,
or maybe both.
Clicks, baby.
How
Clicks.
about this? Kevin Collier of BuzzFeed said there was an AP story on the Hawaii Emergency Management offices last year that had passwords visible on Post-it notes.
Oh, God.
And they've now redacted it since.
That's right up there with the TSA guy that let him take a picture of all the keys. You see that?
Yep.
They did an interview with the TSA guys, and the guy showed him all the keys for the TSA locks. And of course, they're really like these little 2D keys. As soon as someone saw the picture, they like made the counterfeits.
They're widely available on eBay. Yeah. So they've changed the screen, by the way. You know how they've changed it? They added one more entry that says false alarm because note, there's no false alarm button. That's why it took them 38 minutes. There's no way to say that was
easy
wrong.
It was? That didn't have to go through a lot of approvals or anything else. They were able to because it was just a list, they were able to just add another HTML button.
But that means they're anticipating more false alarms.
Look, in a country where people are dying from eating Tide detergent pods, I have no high hopes at all.
It's nature's way, Leo. It's nature's way.
Darwin is.
I wonder what the false alarm says. Just like you're about to be hit by a nuke. This is not a drill, and then like 2 minutes later, go my bad.
My bad. Brian Krebs tweeted this emergency alert from Tokyo. A giant lizard is attacking Tokyo. This is not a drill. I think that would be. They need a button for that.
That would be good.